So there are two new big MMOs that are coming out, and they're coming out quite soon. Blue Protocol and Throne and Liberty. Throne and Liberty and Blue Protocol has already released in Japan, and Throne and Liberty has already released in Korea. And they are already dying, already failing.
NCSoft Q4 2023. Guild Wars 2 is a bright spot for NCSoft as Throne and Liberty stumble.
Guild Wars 2? Didn't that shit come out like 10 years ago? Oh my god.
Which means it's up to
12
Amazon
years ago
to save the game. Bandai Namco reports year-over-year sales drop, admitting Blue Protocol JP significantly fell short, which means it's up to Amazon to save the game. And taking a look at...
If they want to fix the game, all they have to do is DM me. Just give me a bunch of money, and I will play the game covertly every day for 8 hours for 2 months. And at the end of that, I'll tell them what they need to do to fix the game. Just do that. That's all they need to do. It'll solve the problem. They'll make millions of dollars.
The other games that Amazon own or operate: New World with 9,924 players in game right now with a 14,669 player peak.
To be fair, New World has had no new content for a long time, but yes, it is not necessarily a very good game. In a very good state.
48,461 players
I like
online
New World,
right now,
though.
and a 61,246 player peak. Maybe betting on Amazon was not the right choice. Now, I have been...
And it's sad to see, because do you remember whenever they said they expected to have 200,000 concurrent players as a foundation of like what they thought would be successful for Lost Ark? Gold River said that whenever he was on stage. I think it was like the day that that Lost Ark came out.
And talking very positively about Blue Protocol ever since it was announced. I think all the way back in 2019, so 5 years ago. I've also been talking very highly of Project TL, which was what Throne and Liberty was before it rebranded into Throne and Liberty. Both games I was very excited for. I'm still kind of excited for Blue Protocol, given I'm
totally excited for it, and I'm going to play both of them on release. And if they suck, then I'm just going to stop playing them. Problem solved.
Enjoy the...
You guys capped Last Epoch, too. You shut up.
Japanese beta test and the Japanese launch. I just felt like there wasn't really like an abundance of things to do. Guild Wars 2 has always done exceptionally well, I think, for NC.
I don't know how the fuck people keep playing that game. Like, that's the one game I don't get it with. I don't. And you know what I'm worried about? I didn't understand Monster Hunter either. And it's like, what if I started playing Guild Wars 2 and I really liked it? I would be so mad. I watched my friend play the game for like 4 years, and not for a single day did I think it was anything less than fucking garbage and boring. So,
I think the Lineage MMOs have always done moderately well. Ion has always, or at least for the last several years, has underperformed. Blade and Soul has underperformed. Throne and Liberty was supposed to be their next big MMO, the next big moneymaker for them, but according to
what they need to make is a game like Tower of Fantasy that's good. That's what they need to do, because like that style of graphics and that style of design is so popular. It's like crazy fucking popular, and nobody can make a good game that way. Like, I don't know why can't they figure this the fuck out? Wuthering Waves, that's not an MMO, it's just Genshin, but it's a little bit darker.
Massively OP, who actually sourced the NCSoft IRN really web. Q4 NAEU sales grew by 15% quarter over quarter due to strong sales of Guild Wars 2.
What they need to do is they need to watch the first 10 episodes of Sword Art Online. And then they need to put every part of that experience into a video game and make it look similar to Sword Art Online. Then, that's about all they need to do, and just put the game out. Then it'll be great. Problem solved. I don't get it. Like, why is this so hard? It seems like such an easy fucking thing to do. Why can't you, like, what? It's so easy. Shangri-La Frontier. Oh, maybe I should watch that. I did say I was going to watch that. I didn't. Grand Blue Relink is a good anime style game. It is. It's a great anime style game. Oh, fuck. I need to go actually queue up for another mission. But yeah, it is. But it's not a fucking MMO. It's a lobby game. It's a hunting game.
sure almost nobody ever thought they would hear. So that's a welcome tidbit. During the investor call, NCSoft was taken to task for masking those per-game revenues as well for revealing no revenue data for Throne and Liberty. For whatever reason, they have chosen to hide the revenue for Throne and Liberty. I'm pretty sure
if you're publishing an MMO, if an MMO that is doing, I think that that is the one market that is not currently being like, how the fuck is it that you can have Overlord, Sword Art Online, Log Horizon, things like Goblin Slayer that are basically like that? How is it that you can have every one of these fucking animes? They're the most popular anime out there, of solo leveling, massively fucking popular, but not a single game can figure this shit out? Not a single game can do it? Why not? What the fuck is wrong with you guys? It's like you literally have it. It's on the screen. You just put it in the game. What is the problem? How are you struggling with this? Yes, if a developer came to me, they said, we're going to make a game like that, I would say, absolutely, I will help you. I will invest into this. This is a good idea. I don't understand. This is so fucking... It's so easy, and they don't understand it. I don't fucking get it. People like you and me like to break the systems. That's good. Maybe it's because we're thinking about the story and not the concept. The concept makes the story. Think about how boring Sword Art Online would be if you didn't die in real life. That's what it's all about. That's a game system.
We can all guess why that is the case, which launched in Korea in the middle of the quarter. NCSoft told investors that Throne and Liberty, and this is the most important part of the entire investor call, the entirety of the revenue report. Throne and Liberty had underperformed, and that they are working on sorting out the game's rocky launch. However,
it's a pay-to-win bullshit game. It's always going to be a pay-to-win bullshit game. Like, it's okay to have a game that has cosmetics in it. But if you make a game that's pay to win, you cannot have an MMO and pay to win and have the game be successful, because it is antithetical to why people play MMOs. Grinding has to be respected. It has to be. And if it's not, the game is just gonna fucking die. Like, MMOs are for people that want to waste their fucking life grinding something that's super easy and then lord it over people that actually have a fucking job. That's the reason why people play MMOs. So if you're not doing that, if you're not focusing on that, if you can pay money to skip the grind, you are no longer serving the purpose that you are intended for. I don't know why. Would you consider Black Desert successful? No, I fucking wouldn't. It has 20,000 players, it's a niche game, and it's not a big deal. The fact is that a game like Lost Ark, like, how the fuck is Lost Ark has some of the best boss fights in any MMO ever, and it's fucking dead. The reason why, they're way too fucking punishing, the game is super grindy, and it's pay to win. Come on, what is this? I don't get this. This is so fucking... The value talk? Yeah, players lose value when it's pay to win. Yes. There's no value. There's no meaning. People want to play MMOs. They want to waste their fucking life on it. And they want to go to bed and think that they did something that mattered. Whenever somebody can just pay $35 and skip what you had to spend your time doing, then suddenly your life is irrelevant. Everything you worked for doesn't matter because people can just buy it. No, I understand the black pill is that it never did. But listen, there are some people that are still taking the blue pill and playing the game. You don't want to break the fucking fantasy, do you? And the store can't be in the game. Final Fantasy XIV does it right. You cannot access the store unless you go to the website. There should never be a $ in the fucking game. They just don't get it, man. They just don't fucking understand.
It looks as if NCSoft is banking more on Amazon's global release to save the game. So I just
this is going to be a really great solution. Yeah. Well, there's these guys, and so they made their own game, and it was not very well received. And then there was Lost Ark that went down to shitter. But this time, it's going to be better. This time, hey guys, this time it's going to be different. Right. I mean, listen. I have friends at Amazon Game Studio. I really want them to succeed. But to bank on this global release saving the game, this is copium. Why do you think Final Fantasy XIV couldn't keep the growth? Do you want to know the real reason why I think that it can't keep the growth? Because it is plain out, simply, visually unappealing. I think that the game is visually unappealing. Flat out.
I want to point out,
and I don't think the graphics update will save it.
Korean players who this game directly targets, first and foremost, as a Korean MMO, hate the game. Nobody wants to play it. Why would we? I'm sorry. The game has been poorly received. The game has done poorly. They have openly admitted that it underperformed, and Amazon are going to publish this game in the hopes that we play it and we spend money on it, even though it has been proven to be a piece of trash. Now, I know there are some of you out there that like the game, or that have been...
I think that the game is okay, and I'll probably make some content out of it. I hope it'll be fun, but it's not going to have any real staying power. The graphics are too realistic, and I think the escapism really just isn't there. From what I've seen, I just don't really, I'm not really seeing it. And I think also, like, the gimmick of the game where everybody can turn into animals, I think it's fucking stupid. Like, I'm just going to say I think it's just fucking dumb. What a stupid idea. Who the fuck thought that was a good idea? Everybody turns into a bird?
Enjoying the game, but that doesn't change the fact that the overwhelming majority evidently do not feel that way. And with all the server merges that have been going on, it is clear that the active player base has declined by a substantial number. And
That's
when
right.
the developer themselves openly admit their game underperformed, there's no way you can defend them or the game at this point. But that's just Throne and Liberty. Let's take a look at Blue Protocol. Before we do, though, I want to take a moment here to thank our incredible patrons.
Yeah, I am much more optimistic about Blue Protocol.
Over on Patreon. It will allow for me to continue to do dedicated videos on MMOs like this every single week. You guys are phenomenal, and I cannot thank you all for the support. First and foremost, Video Games Chronicle, and a lot of actually news websites have reported this. Bandai Namco reveals that it recently canceled 5 games, saying it plans for stricter quality control. This is after the publisher reported a 96% drop in year-on-year profits in its game.
What, versus COVID? Get the fuck out of here. Of course this happened.
Division. A 96%
Come on.
drop.
Come on.
That is an
Elden Ring came
astronomical
out in
number.
2022.
I honestly don't think anyone can contest the fact that clearly they are in a bad state right now. And if Blue Protocol were a larger success than it has been, they probably wouldn't have suffered as severe a drop. Navigating on over to massively OP, though, Bandai Namco has disclosed its fiscal year third quarter financial reports, and it looks like things are not going well for the developer and publisher, as its operating profit for its digital entertainment segment took an 8.9% hit to net sales compared to the same period last year, and a 96.5% drop in income. According to a statement from the company, most of its profit drop is being attributed to the massive sales of Elden Ring.
Yeah.
I think Elden Ring sold, what, like 20-something million copies?
It should have been 200 million. 200 million millions. Should have been the best game. Because it's like the best game that's come out in a long time. Haven't played Baldur's Gate 3, but besides that, it's the best. Just all there is to it. Like, I was watching at the OTK meeting, Hinya the Genius, the VTuber. I was watching her get fucking bodied by the Tree Sentinel, and it was crazy how many times she died to that boss, even using summons. I was like, how do you die to the boss this much times? But like, you know, let's just, I was backseating like crazy. I wasn't talking shit in chat though, but I was watching, And I was thinking to myself, I was like, how is it possible that it was that good? That Elden Ring was that fucking good? That it happened? I was just looking at the world. I was looking at the way the character moved. I was looking at everything about it. Like, how the fuck is it possible? She got him, though? Yeah, that's right. You have to persevere. The stars line. It's just like, so of course they're going to lose money, dude. I mean, what do you expect?
23 million copies. Holy crap. From last year not being replicated this year, even as other titles in the Dragon Ball, One Piece, and Armored Core IPs
Oh, that's fucking awesome to hear. I'm so glad, because I'm hoping that they're going to do an Armored Core 6 DLC. I really am.
Well, the income deficit
seems like they
is also
will.
causing Bamco to review its development processes, which has resulted in 5 in-development titles being canceled.
Or 7, I mean, fuck.
Q&A session with
whatever.
investors, chalking the canceled development up to a loss on
They said
disposal.
no? Oh, really? I mean,
Fiscal
make
report
another
has
one,
also
then.
caused Bandai Namco to make some financial projection revisions. Naturally, this makes us wonder what is happening with Bandai Namco's anime MMORPG Blue Protocol. A related quarterly presentation from the Japanese site does make reference to the game, which said... And this is, once again, the most important part of the entire financial report. The new online game significantly fell short of plan, according to a fan translation on Reddit. Significantly fell short. Underperformed, significantly fell short. Both games are doing terribly. These are two...
Well, you go and you play, for example, you play this game, and the way you move around in this game and the responsiveness of this game is really, really, really good. In Blue Protocol, it doesn't have that snappiness. It's not there, bro. It's just not fucking there.
Highly anticipated upcoming MMOs. One from NCSoft, who has a history with actually pushing out some decent quality games. Lineage and Lineage 2, Blade and Soul, Guild Wars 2, Ion, before it became shit. Bandai Namco with, God, I don't even, like, there are dozens of different intellectual properties. The Tales of games, Scarlet Nexus, God Eater, they published Elden Ring. Like, they have a lot of very high quality games as well. But both their MMOs are underperforming, or in the case of Blue Protocol, significantly underperforming. However, the game is still getting updated in Japan, and its executive producer is trying to project a rosy 2024 as he talked up the game's cross-platform release to Xbox and PS5 in December.
Wasn't there like a fucking what was it called? A live stream that they did about the new class that Blue Protocol was adding, and nobody in the live stream knew what the class was called or something? Or nobody knew how to play it? Like, what was that? Like, that was... I don't know what the fuck that was. It was something special, man. I blame you. I haven't really reached that technological advancement as much as we thought we have. I don't know.
Promised further adjustments based on player feedback and looked ahead to the MMO's first anniversary in the country. Meanwhile, the Western release window hasn't yet shifted from Amazon's plan for sometime this year. Now, I will give them credit here. They are making a lot of updates. They are taking a lot of player feedback and making, I think, personally...
I think that Blue Protocol has a bigger and better future than... What did I say? What was the other game? Throne and Liberty. And the reason why I think it has a bigger and better future is very simple. It's because I think the developers take feedback more considerably, and I think that they iterate the game more than Throne and Liberty does. I think this is the other way around. I think the only reason that happened with Throne and Liberty is because they had a massive stock drop, and I don't think that they really did enough. Not true at all. Yeah, Wuthering Waves did so good with the player feedback. It did.
Efficient alterations to the game to improve it. I think this is another case of PSO2, and that is that the game
Phantasy Star
released
Online.
with not enough content to really retain player interest long term. And they're playing catch up after releasing the game. What this means is that players hit endgame and complete everything in a minimal amount of time, and then they just leave and never come back, as was the case with PSO2. Now,
a lot of people are saying that Throne Liberty is taking massive feedback. I'll take your word for it. I haven't noticed that a lot myself, and it seemed to me like Blue Protocol was more dynamic, but hopefully you're right.
This does
I haven't seen it
poorly for global, both games, actually. But at least with regards to Blue Protocol, it was confirmed we'll be getting a lot of the content that Japan has when the game officially launches in English. So we might not necessarily have as big of a problem in terms of the rate at which we consume the content at, because there might be a lot more of it to ultimately consume. It is definitely a little bit foreboding, seeing both games severely underperform to this magnitude. And honestly, after seeing...
Keep in mind, I have watched gameplay from both of these games, and the gameplay is not great. I do not think this is indicative of anything greater than just gameplay not being super great. It's not like a great game comes out and nobody gives a shit. It's mediocre.
Them both underperform after seeing the absolute silence from Amazon as well. I do not think either game is necessarily going to do that well. Now, I really hope they do. I truly do, because every time an MMO dies, that's one less game I get to cover for my channel.
Yeah,
thus,
one less
the more games
game
that die,
drama
the less
that
videos I can push out. I don't want any MMO to fail. I would love something new, innovative, and fun to play.
Except for Tower of Fantasy. He wants to kill that game.
Games might
he already
be
did, actually.
The game that I'm after. Ashes probably won't. The Riot MMO might not be. Arcade 2, who knows? All we do know is, in each game's respective country of origin, they have done very poorly, and we still don't have a projected release date for global. Now, if you're not interested in either of these games, absolutely no problem. I got you covered with two videos on screen right now. That might be more up your alley.
I'm not optimistic, man. I'm really just not that optimistic. Like, I will invest into both of the games. Like, I'm going to play them a lot and get really far into the game. But I'm not really expecting these games to be, like, super amazing or being really good. I think Blue Protocol might have the chance to be good. I think Throne and Liberty... I don't like a lot of the premises of Throne and Liberty. I don't know. It's just, like... It's okay, but but Blue Protocol has like so many other problems too, right? There's like loading screens inside of singular zones. Like, it's just so many. MMO is just a dead genre now. It's not a dead genre. MMO is not dead, guys. Please, it's not dead. I'm gonna tell you why nobody is playing MMOs right now. It's because all of the MMOs that are out right now don't value your time. That's the reason why nobody's playing them. And also, they don't play well. That's the problem. There's the video. Give it a like. Yeah. And so, Dad, yes, they value your wallet. Yes, like, a lot of these MMOs are just kind of shitty, man. I think that's really all it comes down to. They are just kind of shitty. I'm trying to see, like, where are where's the any MMOs that are out, like anything interesting. Does anybody give it? WoW Classic. Oh, good. There we go. Is there anything else besides that? No. Albion Online. Black Desert. Final Fantasy. This is a lot of viewers in Final Fantasy. I'm going to be real. This is a lot of them. It's not nobody. People just play. You just stop playing and following stuff, the MMO, and they seem dead. You don't make me bring out Google Trends. I will bring out Google Trends on you, and I will shut that shit down so quick. I will remind you about reality, okay? Like, I don't want to have people going to, oh no, it's not dead. It's actually they're like it's in hibernation. No, bro, like, it's fucking dead. Like, these games are dead. I'm sorry to say, but, like, nobody is playing them. Nobody has any sort of, like, real what's the word for it? Like, nobody has any enthusiasm for these games. I think that's what the problem is. Like, the enthusiasm is just totally fucking gone. And I feel like that's what the biggest issue is more than anything, is that there's just simply no enthusiasm for MMOs in the same way that there used to be. And I don't think this is a problem that, like, somehow, like, the developers, you know, like, or sorry, like, the player base has done. I think that the reason why this happened is very simple. I think it's because the games aren't very good. They don't respect your time. And that is the real problem more than anything else. Is that the games straight up do not respect your time. Also, nobody has any time. I work 12 hours a day, 5 days a week. No, bro, like, I completely disagree with you. I think the idea that, like, oh, well, the reason why MMOs are dying is because, like, kids don't want to play MMOs anymore. I guarantee you that if you make a really, really good anime MMO, you will have dozens of 12-year-old weebs wanting to waste their entire life over it. The neckbeards that play MMOs haven't gone away. They're just waiting for a game that's worth wasting your life over. And right now, there isn't that game. There is no game right now that is worth wasting your life. I wish there was. We're dormant. Yeah, it's like they're just sitting there. They're hibernating. And like, like, if you release this game in 10 years, they'll all be like 50 years old and they'll all play the game. It's not like, oh, life will get in the way. No, this game will get in the way of their life and they will somehow make things work anyway. They will 100% keep doing it. I want to waste my late 80s playing an MMO? Yeah, I mean, who the fuck wouldn't? Why don't you make it? If a good team wanted to work with Mad Mushroom and develop an MMO in the style that I think is important, I think that I would be willing to invest a lot of time into doing that. I would.